Good morning, Facebook friends and family, and YouTube listeners and watchers. People who know me know I was gonna eventually bring this out. So I'm gonna bring out all of the holidays too that you guys love to celebrate. This article I got, you can do your own research inside your libraries. You can Google search whatever. But this article I got is called the Pagan Origins of Easter, and it's actually written by David J. Myers. Okay, and he goes into the whole Easter celebration, everything like that. I know Easter just passed. I encourage you people to post this on your page, or just show it to like your friends and family. Correct. And if your friends and family, after hearing the origin of Easter, if they don't either go research it themselves, or if they just ignore and say, "Oh, it don't matter, I'm still gonna do Easter again next year," then you understand something. The Most High and Yahweh Shai has not called them. Okay, they're staying in wickedness and they're worshiping Satan. That's who they choose to follow. So they're not going to make it in the kingdom. And Bible tells you, man, you got to let people like that go, man. You can't continue keep holding. I don't care if it's your mother. I don't care if it's your father. I don't care if it's you're an adult and you got kids that are almost grown and they choose they want to go ahead and do it too. You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot denounce the Father in front of anybody, nor can you continue to go upon wickedness or condone wickedness when you understand the truth. But let's go ahead and read it. It says, Easter is a day that is honored by nearly all of the contemporary Christianity and is used to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, but I'm going to say Mashiach Yahushua. So you understand when it says Jesus Christ, you're going to hear Mashiach Yahushua come out of my mouth, okay? Because that's his true Hebrew name, okay? It says the holiday often involves a church service at sunrise, a feast which includes an Easter ham, right? Which you ain't supposed to be eating the pork, right? Decorated eggs and stories about rabbits, correct? Let's continue. Those who love truth learn to ask questions, and many questions must be asked regarding the holiday of Easter. See, people who love the truth and people who are wise, okay, a wise man asks questions. He don't just say, okay, you told me this is the resurrection of Jesus Christ, but yeah, I didn't see it in the Bible, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to celebrate it, right? No. Is it truly the day when Jesus or Yahweh Shai arose from the dead? Where did the strange customs come from, which have nothing to do with the resurrection of our Savior? Correct? Now, the purpose of this track is to help answer those questions and to help those who seek truth to draw their own conclusions. To draw your own conclusions. Like I said, if you're a wise man, if you really a follower of Mashiach Yahushua, who y'all call Jesus Christ, if you really a follower of him and you follow the Most High, you would research this yourself too. You wouldn't just believe because I said I put on thing. You go research it yourself also, man. And let me continue. The first thing we must understand is that professing Christians, we're not the only ones who celebrate a festival called Easter. Correct? Ishtar, which is pronounced Easter, was the day that commemorated the resurrection of one of their gods that they called Tammuz. Okay, and if you don't know what Tammuz is, he's the I believe he's the son of Nimrod, okay? But we're going to continue to read. Excuse me. Who is believed to be the only begotten son of the moon god and the sun god. So he's even also known to be the only begotten son, but of the moon god and the sun god, not the God of Israel, okay? So, stop. So that's also how they could tie. It's easy to tie Christ into it. Let's continue. In those ancient times, there was a man named Nimrod. And I told you about Nimrod, who was a grandson of Noah's son named Ham. And if you don't know who Ham is, Ham was the father of the Hamites, which today we would call the Africans, the African nations, okay? Ham had a son named Cush, who married a woman named Samaris. Cush and Samaris then had a son named Nimrod. So he came from Ham, which had a son, because if you know who Cush is the forefather of the Ethiopians, the Cushites. Okay, if you don't know who the nations are inside of the Bible, that's basically who it is. Correct? Now it says after the death of his father, Nimrod married his own mother and became a powerful king. So after the death of Nimrod's father, he married his own mother and became king. Correct? The Bible tells us of this man Nimrod in Genesis 10:8 and 10 through 10, and as follows: and Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. If you know about Babel, you know about the Babel Tower. And Erech and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Nimrod became a god man to the people, and Semiramis his wife and mother, became the powerful queen of ancient Babylon. Correct? Nimrod was eventually killed by an enemy, and his body was cut in pieces and sent to various parts of his kingdom. Semiramis had all of the parts gathered except for one part that could not be found. That missing part was his reproductive organ. Semiramis claimed that Nimrod could not come back to life without it, and told the people of Babylon that Nimrod had ascended to the sun and was now to be called Baal, the sun god. Queen Semiramis also proclaimed that Baal would be present on earth in the form of a flame, right? Whether candle or lamp when used in worship. Correct? So you use the candles and everything in worship. It says that Baal is to be that flame inside of that candle. Correct? Now, Semiramis was creating a mystery religion, and with the help of Satan, correct, she set herself up as a goddess. Okay? Semiramis claimed that she was immaculately conceived. So even as they say Jesus Christ was immaculately conceived, they even said that she was immaculately conceived. And if you read, when you first read the text of the Bible, especially when you read it in Matthew or you go to Luke, it seems like that's what it's saying. But when you understand the words, the context, and reasons why, the true reason why Joseph kind of wanted to leave Mary at the point in time, you'll start understanding that he was not immaculately conceived. On top of that, Hamashiach Yahushua could not have came through the seed of David if he was just planted inside the egg. On top of that, you're not really saying he came in the flesh, you're saying he's subhuman. He was actually a full man, because if the Father planted his seed inside him, that means he would be half God and half man. Correct? So he wouldn't really just came in the flesh, because everybody flesh has a mother and a father who come through a seed of a man. So Mashiach Yahushua did. But that's another topic we're going to about that Immaculate Conception that you people learn inside the churches. A lot of you stepped out of the church now, but you still believe in the Immaculate Conception part. We're going to eventually go into that topic also. But that's another thing you need to research also. Was Christ really immaculately concepted? It says, she taught that the moon was a goddess that went through a 28-day cycle and overhauled when full. Correct? She further claimed that she came down from the moon in a giant moon egg that fell into the Euphrates River. So now you know her egg now, right? That fell into the Euphrates River, correct? This was to have happened at the time of the first full moon after the spring equinox. So that's when you get Easter at. When the spring starts, the first full moon that next Sunday is when you get Easter, man. When you get this satanic holiday that you Christians love to go and celebrate today, man. Because really, like I said before, Christians were nothing more but Israelites, correct? Who followed Christ. Okay, they was considered, and really they called them Christians to try to be like funny about it because they was following Christ, and it really wasn't Christian because nobody's saying Christ, but that's the English term, so that's the term that we use as Christians, correct? And so you gotta understand what Christians are now. Today, Christians is anybody who goes inside the church and believes in Jesus Christ, correct? That's what you call a Christian. That's why you got a bunch of religions under Christianity. But we'll continue to read. Semiramis became known as Ishtar, which is pronounced Easter, and her moon egg became known as Ishtar's egg. So every time you do those eggs, called eggs like that, that's the Ishtar's egg, man. You guys are celebrating other gods. That's why I said in the Ten Commandments when it says thou shalt not serve other gods or put other gods before him. That's why I said y'all broke that one, because you celebrating these holidays, you're actually celebrating other gods. And the truth is coming out now. So I hope that you guys show this to your friends and families, and I hope that some of them get something. And now you gotta realize some of them it might be your mother. She might not get it. She might say, "Oh, I don't believe that. I'm gonna continue to do." Well, you just understand she does not have the Most High dwelling in her. I don't care how humble she tries to act or how much she tries to go to church, because the Most High didn't say acting humble or going to church is what makes you a man of Him. Okay, because a lot of you Christians today, you love your neighbor more than you love the Most High. How do I know that? Because you don't want to kill your neighbor. You don't want to steal from your neighbor. Some of you like y'all don't even want to bear false witness on your neighbor, but you keep those commandments about love thy neighbor. But when it comes to the Most High's other commandments about what you eat, what you celebrate, and all that type of stuff, you don't want to do it. So you love your neighbor, you love man more than you love the Most High. Now I'm gonna prove that. But let's continue to go on. Ishtar soon became pregnant and claimed that it was the rays of the sun god Baal that caused her to conceive. The son that she brought forth was named Tammuz. Okay, Tammuz was noted to be especially fond of rabbits, and they became sacred in the ancient religion because Tammuz was believed to be the son of the sun god Baal. Tammuz, like his supposed father, became a hunter. So remember, he was fond of rabbits. So that's where you get your Easter rabbits from. So a lot of people, you didn't understand where the rabbit came into play at, but that's where it comes into play at. The day came when Tammuz was killed by a wild pig. Okay, so Tammuz was killed by a pig. Okay, now let's continue. Queen Ishtar told the people that Tammuz was now assented to his father Baal, and that the two of them would be with the worshippers in a sacred candle or lamp flame as Father, Son, and Spirit. Father, Son, and Spirit, which you Christians like today, you like to say it's the Holy Trinity. You say the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, and you put them all together. Did you even know you got that from? Because you know, if you read the Bible, you don't see Holy Trinity in there, correct? But you'll see it right here, right? So I say hi to the cameras. You keep wanting to get in the camera. My oldest son, Zion, 3 years old, but he keep wanting to get in the camera, so I had to put him up here. Maybe he'll be good now. So I continue to read and edify the people what's really going on. Okay, it says, Ishtar was now worshipped as the mother of God and queen of heaven. Continued to build her mystery religion, correct? The queen told the worshippers that when Tammuz was killed by the wild pig, some of the blood fell on the stump of an evergreen tree, and the stump grew into a full new tree overnight. When you look in the origins of Christmas, you'll start to see where this is coming from. Okay, that they used to do back in the days of Jeremiah, which is way before Christ was even born. Correct. This made the evergreen tree sacred by the blood of Tammuz. So keep in mind, they thought the Tammuz was like Nimrod coming back. Okay, but we're gonna continue. She also proclaimed the 40-day period of time of sorrow each year prior to the anniversary of the death of Tammuz. During that time, no meat was to be eaten. Okay, so that's probably the only part that you guys don't still honor to this day. Worshippers were to meditate upon the sacred mysteries of Baal and Tammuz and to make the sign of the T, sign get down, in front of their hearts as they worship. So they was to make the sign of the T in front of their hearts as they worship. And you know a lot of you Catholics do it today. Some of you Baptists even do it when you do the cross over your heart type thing that y'all like to do. That's nothing but a lowercase t, man. You don't even know where that came from. But you know, it came from Tammuz. That's also where the cross came. Now, did they used to put people on crosses like that? Yeah, yes, they did. But a cross when Yahushua had got crucified was more like a wooden stake. It just sat upright. It wasn't the cross like this. You know what I'm saying? That came in later, and the Romans started doing that a little bit later after he had died. But Christ most likely, now I'm not 100% sure, but most likely when he was crucified, he was like crucified up like this with his feet hanging straight down, and that's how they nailed him to it. And that's also why they said like he was hung on a tree. That's where that came from. Okay, but we're gonna continue. That's a lot of other things here. Niche, you know, here or there. You know, that's a lot of other things to go into. We'll never really just have the true facts on that because, you know, there's no true facts on that. I just kind of know that the cross that they say he was on wasn't really even invented at that point in time. Where it wasn't using it like that in that point in time. But anyways, let me see, that time okay. They also ate sacred cakes with the marking of a T or a cross on the top. Cross, you know, more like that, or just T. Correct? It's either way it goes. T or cross, at least do the lowercase t's, right? And then eat cakes like that. Like some people still honor that today during Easter. Each year on the first Sunday after the first moon, after the spring equinox, a celebration was made. So that's where you get the Easter. When spring starts after the first full moon, I guess Easter. And if you think about the Passover was actually the beginning of the spring, which is also the new year. And it's to celebrate all that. It's to celebrate the new year because that's when everything started, you know, the flowers and everything started to bloom again. Everything's regenerating. That's the actual new year according to the Bible, correct? It's not January 1st, correct, when everything's still dead in the wintertime, okay? And then you got you know, that's where you celebrate Christ. You celebrate us being delivered from Egypt. The Passover, that whole week, the unleavened bread, man, it's the whole celebrations, man. But you don't want to do it. But let me continue. It was Ishtar's Sunday and was celebrated with rabbits and eggs. So it was Ishtar's Sunday, which y'all call today Easter Sunday. Same thing. Easter, remember Easter? Ishtar is also named Easter or Estar. Okay? Same things, right? And it was her Sunday, so we call it Easter Sunday. So you're still honoring her, correct? And it was celebrated with rabbits and with eggs. So you always think about rabbits. You like to color those eggs. You like to get the, you know, the little Easter egg hunts and all that. You celebrate other gods, man. Point blank period. You celebrate other gods, man. The Most High told you not to do that, but you wicked people are still doing it to this day anyway, right? Ishtar also proclaimed that because Tammuz was killed by a pig, that pig must be eaten. When must it be eaten? On that Sunday. That's where you get your Easter ham from. Because Tammuz was killed by a pig. So now you have to eat the pig on that Sunday. So you go get your full ham, you glaze it and all that, and you eat it, man. Worshiping other gods, man. Okay, now, by now, the readers of this tract should have made the connection that paganism has infiltrated the Christianity churches, and further study indicates that this paganism came in by way of the Roman Catholic system, came by the Roman Catholics through Constantine, okay? The truth is that Easter has nothing whatsoever to do with the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ, who the world calls, but his real name is Mashiach Yahushua, correct? We also know that Easter can be as much as 3 weeks away from the Passover, because the pagan holiday is always set as the first Sunday after the first moon after the spring equinox. Some have wondered why the word Easter is in the King James Version Bible. It is because Acts chapter 12 tells us that it was the evil King Herod who was planning to celebrate Easter and not the Christians. The true Passover and pagans sometimes coincide, but in some years they are a great distance apart. So much more could be said, and we have much more information for you if you are a seeker of the truth. Okay? If you're a seeker of the truth. We know that the Bible tells us in John 4:24, God is spirit, and they must worship him in spirit and in truth. And really in the spirit and truth, if you look in spirit, it says what? The law is spiritual. It says that the laws is truth. So when it says worship him in truth and spirit, means worship him according to the Bible and worship him according to the law. Because according to the law, it tells you do what to keep his commandments. That's how you worship the Most High. The Most High set up high holy days for you, told you to keep the Sabbath day holy. So that's what you're supposed to do. The Most High told you do not celebrate any kind of heathen holiday like you do today. Just not do. He tells you there's clean and unclean foods. Okay, that's how you are to worship him. That's what it means to worship him in spirit and in truth. Okay. You're not to worship him the way these Christian churches worship him, because they are not worshiping him in spirit or in truth. Okay, but they'll read that scripture out to you, but they won't give you no understanding. Saying spirit like a spirit, like a ghost type of spirit, man. That's how you're supposed to worship him, which doesn't even make any freaking sense. But you people, y'all believe everything your pastor says, so you won't even go ask questions. But the truth is that the 40 days of Lent, eggs, rabbits, hot cross buns, and Easter ham have everything to do with ancient paganism, religion of mystery Babylon. These are all Antichrist activities. True, they are Antichrist activities. And you're passing that don't walk Antichrist, you don't even realize it, because you think they're men of the Most High because they come so humbly and they got great speeches. But the Bible even tells you that with good words and fair speeches, they deceive the hearts of the simple. It also tells you that Satan comes as an angel of light. He comes as a man of the Most High, but he's leading you astray. Okay? He's leading you astray. And in any of the prophets or anybody, they was all austere men, including Yahushua Christ. They was all austere men, man. They didn't play no games. They came here for a specific purpose, and they laid the law down the way it was supposed to be laid down. And you must answer your activities and for what you teach your children. See, I don't teach my 3-year-old son that you just seen, or my 1-year-old son that's over here. I'm gonna have to go grab him in a second. He mess with stuff I need to be messing with. But anyways, I'm not gonna teach them Easter, Christmas. Now they don't even really know this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? They know they got family members who they see celebrate this type of stuff, but it's not pertaining to them. They don't even eat pork, shrimp. They don't eat none of that abominable foods, man. Because I'm raising my kids the right way according to the Most High and Yahushua. Okay, I'm not raising them according to the Christian church tells you to raise them. No, I'm raising them according to the Bible tells me how to raise my children. And how many churches have sunrise services? All of them. Okay, I'm gonna answer that question for you. And Ishtar's day and face the rising sun in the east. How many will use colored eggs and rabbit stories as they did in ancient Babylon? These are not jokes any more than Judgment Day is a joke. Okay, so by the spirit of Yahweh, by Hashem, Mashiach, Yahushua, maybe some of you people will wake up, man. Maybe some people wake up and understand Easter is false, Christmas is false, Thanksgiving is the killing of the brothers from the tribe of Gad that are Israelites, correct? 4th of July, you Negroes, man, y'all was in slavery then. New Year's is not the true New Year's, right? Columbus Day, why in the way you gonna celebrate a wicked man that came over here to help kill Israelites, correct? You know, I mean, everything you celebrate is in vain, man. But mainly that Christmas and mainly that Easter, man, you celebrate other gods when you do that. When you celebrate Thanksgiving, you celebrate the murders of Israelites, of some of God's chosen people. Okay? So, and you need to pray about this. You need to go do your own research. But like I said, it'd be on Google search. Whether you go to your local libraries and try to go find books about it, whether you go down to Barnes and Nobles and go buy books about these holidays and the origins of them and where they came from and how they got set up inside of your Christian churches today. But either way it goes, you need to stop doing it. If there's any pastors that hear this, you have to wake your people up and tell them you're not no longer doing Easter Sunday. You're not no longer doing Good Friday. And Good Friday, Easter Sunday, man, that's 2 days. How the way they tell you he died on Friday and rose on Sunday, and that's 2 days later? Okay? You people, you need to wake up, man. Start asking questions. Start asking your pastors questions. It's time y'all need to stand up beside these churches and start asking your pastor, excuse me, pastor, why do we just celebrate Easter? And it has nothing to do with the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Hamashiach Yahweh, correct? Nothing to do with him, correct? So why in the world would you not stand up for yourself and your own soul? Because the Bible tells you, woe unto these pastors, because they have led his sheep astray. Woe is another word for destruction. So when Yahweh, y'all call Jesus Christ, comes back, man, he's putting him to death, man, with horrible, painful death, man. With that being said, because I got to tend to my 1-year-old right now. With that being said, I'll praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Mashiach, Yahweh, 12 top Israel, man. It's time to wake up, man. Stop, get out these churches, man, and start finding the truth out for yourself, man, because you cannot rely on your wicked pastor to tell you what it is. Shalom, brothers and sisters, man. Till next time. And